Sci-Fi on the Rock is Newfoundland's premier sci-fi convention, and we were there to cover their 8th annual event. Let's take a look.
Why did the break, goddammit? Recognize me now?
My name is Tara Murphy. I'm the chair for Sci-Fi on the Rock 8. We are in St. John's, Newfoundland at the Holiday Inn, and it's completely packed. If I was to describe Sci-Fi on the Rock to a stranger, I would say it is a collection of fans of every genre, anime, comic books, science fiction, horror, fantasy, people who just like to dress up in costumes. It is a real community event and a highlight of the year for a lot of the genre fans in the province. We have had people from outside of the province come to Sci-Fi on the Rock. We have a presenter this year who's come all the way from Finland to talk about Doctor Who, so that's pretty exciting. We have people traveling from across the island. We have good relations with the rest of Atlantic Canada. They tend to send people on buses to attend. It's pretty exciting.
That's huge.
I think this event caters to, well, everybody who's interested in anything that would be considered genre. We've got all age groups. We've got, little babies dressed like Yoda. We've got people who are seniors who have been fans from the early days of Star Trek or H.G. Wells or anything like that, and everything in between.
Very cool what you guys have here, and just kind of in layman's terms how it all works.
We're part of the Newfoundland R2 Builders. R2 Builders is an international group that you can join online through the R2 Builders Yahoo group and also astromech.net. So we went to our first sci-fi convention back in 2008, and we wanted to contribute something to the convention, so we decided to build our own droids. And my brother came up with the first idea of building a droid, and I went along with him and just helped him through that process, and he got his first R2-D2 built. And the first time I drove his, I said, I want to build one myself as well. So I built R2-D1, the red one.
Just absolutely amazing. How much time does it take to put one of these together?
It takes years, literally. R2-D2, this one is 6 years old, and our R2-D1 is 3 years old.
So is this something that you guys would think about, building and selling, or is it just for personal use?
No, well, being a part of the R2 Builders is an agreement that you're not going to do it for profit, and you have access to all the R2 Builders for information and blueprints, and also for getting very difficult, hard to find parts such as the hollow eyes and radar eyes and that sort of thing.
It's truly, truly amazing what these do, and it's fully functional.
It has lights and sound and a whole lot of personality.
8 years ago, Darren Han decided that St. John's or Newfoundland needed a convention. He'd been to several all around the country. He thought it was about time we had one here. So he started a small one in Mount Pearl. He expected 100 people, he got 200. He didn't have any guests the first year, it was panels and workshops. But by the second year, they had made enough money that they could afford to bring in a couple of actors.
And so it went from 100 to 200 people that first year. How many do you think you'll see by the end of this year?
We had close to 4,000 last year. We had surpassed last year by Friday afternoon. So we don't know what the numbers are yet. We've been keeping track, but I think it's going to look pretty amazing once we tally all the numbers.
That's great in 8 years.
Yeah. certainly a big draw for teenagers, and it's kind of interesting because parents will drop them off. They'll hang out all weekend with their friends, have a great time. The vibe is wonderful. It's really positive, and it really, the people who work on the committee and the volunteers, we really thrive on that too. It's just, we're having a great time this weekend, and everybody's having a great time, and it's wonderful. This year, what I find very exciting is we're not just getting actors, as wonderful as they are, we're trying to bring in things like voice performers.
Satsunaka. You gotta eat more meat.
My favorite part about conventions is meeting the gamers. And the difference between doing cartoons, I do cartoons also, a lot of cartoon series, but people who play video games, they're intimately involved with those characters for such a long period of time in such a different kind of an experience than a video game, which is passive. I mean, a cartoon, you're just passively watching it. You're actually hanging out with these characters in video games. So there's been some really emotional meetings that just opened my heart and kind of turned it into a puddle, and I left on the floor. And I've had a lot of those here, and each one of those is incredibly special to me. So that when I'm in the booth by myself looking at the 1,500 lines I've got to record one at a time, and I'm just exhausted and like, oh, I'm just going to do the next line. I remember those people, and that gave me that feeling. I'm like, I got to make sure I bring the A game to every single aspect of my job so that I get those reactions more. This was a gift from a fan. That's totally cool. She totally brought this for me, and I love it too. Yeah, she made. I've had some amazing fan art, and people have been so generous and kind. It's been amazing. I get a lot of fan art, and I have a booth in my house for when I do auditions, and I put all of the fan art and letters I get inside the walls of the booth. That helps me as well. Empty the bag, for crying out loud. Oh yes, yes, yes. Awesome.
Well, what's your favorite part about getting out and seeing everybody?
Meeting everyone. It's I like the one-on-one, getting to meet someone and look in their eyes and have them make that connection that they're meeting a piece of their experience. It feels like it's finalizing that. It's like when an artist shows their painting for the first time and they get to see the viewer look at it. There's something that completes that process. That's amazing. I love that you came back.
Well, he called me from work.
I have this at home. I have one of my own, and she's in the box. I won't take her out.
Yeah, exactly.
I love her. Well, I'm not allowed to tell you what I'm working on these days. Those NDAs are very, very strict, but I can tell you that next week I'm recording possibly the biggest video game job I have ever booked. So that's exciting. Keep your eyes peeled. So to find out when that comes out, follow me on Twitter at Erin Fitzgerald. I also have a Facebook fan page, which I think is Erin Fitz fan page. And I have a website, erinfitzvo.com, and that's where you can see all my credits. I know Wikipedia has a great complete list of everything I've ever done. The IMDb isn't so accurate, which is strange.
You're looking forward to coming back?
I would love it. I mean, it depends on if the fans here want me back and they tell the con coordinators, but I would love to come back here. I've had a wonderful time. That's awesome. I did bring my GA jacket.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah, so I do actually dress like her.
I think my favorite thing about this event is the great access that attendees have to the actors. They're very up close. I know I've gone to other events where you have to line up for hours to just even say hi to someone. Here, we're small, we're growing, but we're small enough that people can stand and talk with them for a long time. They can hang out with them in the restaurant, or, it's wonderful. I know as someone who goes to conventions, I haven't been anywhere where you can really sort of get to know them like we can do here.
I'm glad you did, man. How's it going down there today? Yeah? Chantel, you're on TV here locally. Can't quit, you're a star. Everyone's born a star. Yeah.
Mr. Hogan, how's the convention been here in St. John's?
It's been fantastic. I have been to a lot of conventions over the years because I'm an old man. But this one is absolutely wonderful. I have never seen so many families at a convention before, like all 3 days of it. They're bringing the little ones in, 3, 4, well, newborns, but 3 and 4 are the ones walking in costumes. And you think, what a blessing for mankind that we are introducing these people to sci-fi nerdism at this age, so they will grow up to be these wonderful sci-fi fans. I mean, it is just a wonderful thing to see the teenagers here and the grandparents like me and the folks. It's been 3 wonderful days. What more can I tell you?
And the name is?
Sarah. S-A-R-A.
Lucky I asked.
For the couple of days you've been here this weekend, have you got out, had a chance to enjoy any of the local flavor?
The local flavor has been right here, and I don't think you can get any more Newfoundland flavor, like around the world kind of flavor. You can't get any more flavor than in this building. Obviously, you've been around shooting, right? So, woo, flavor.